got rattled, and I don't think we ever settled back into a rhythm. Props to Albany and their game plan. We had a hunch that they would press on makes, and we worked on it, but our composure just wasn't there in the first half.
When we spoke yesterday, you said you were going to try to give UAlbany some different looks offensively, and it sounded like that did disrupt them. How did that go for you guys? What sort of looks were you giving them? And then kind of how did that break down as they started scoring in the second quarter and the third quarter?
Yeah, we mixed it up defensively to the point where I do think it confused them. We had different coverages even throughout a single possession, and I do think it took them off kilter a little bit. However, Colleen's a great coach. They saw we were switching a lot on the perimeters even when we were in our man. And again, if you saw Albany out there versus our girls in terms of stature, we don't have the size to match up when you switch a little on a big. And so again, hats off to her. She did some off-ball action that forced switches where they took advantage of us inside. I do think some of our mix-ups defensively worked, but in man, I think she did a great job pounding the ball inside.
Hey, Coach, what do you? It seemed like it did seem like you were getting shots in there. What was the most frustrating thing that you think you didn't execute well tonight to come back?
Yeah, I was most frustrated with our lack of confidence and composure against the press because we did prepare for it. So that was pretty much my first half woes as a coach. I thought our confidence and composure just wasn't there like it needed to be. And I mean, with Albany, once they see you rattled a little bit, they're like sharks in the water that smell some blood and they'll go after you. So that was first half. Second half, I think we settled for some tough shots. And I think that's on me more than it is our girls. I think some of the play calling that I made in the second half wasn't ideal. But I also think our lack of execution in terms of what we've been working on the 2 days prior, in terms of getting our mid-range pull-up in, hitting the quick throwback versus a strong hedge, and looking either for a quick shot or to pound the ball inside ourselves. I don't think our execution was there at all times.
To show you that, you were talking about the growing pains, and it's your first year.
Yeah.
So there's some growing pains expected.
Yeah.
And it's 4 games you've lost straight.
Mm-hmm.
Is this kind of the growing pains that you did expect coming into the season?
Yeah, to be honest with you, we huddled after the game, and we had everybody's eyes as coaches. And I think that's the best thing is there's a lot of believe in with this team. We are young. But they've got a ton of fight, and they believe in what we're doing and how we're doing it and what the game plan is. And so we're keeping the faith, especially going into MAAC play. I think we still feel confident, even knowing that our last 4 games result-wise wasn't what we wanted. If you take our first 8 games of the season and you compare UB to Youngstown State, I think anyone that watches our games, and I think our girls themselves, feel that we've gotten significantly better every single game. I said this was the one exception. Out of the 9 games we've played, I think games 1 through 8, we made jumps. And that's with a team of 7 freshmen and then another sophomore. So 8 of the 12 are underclassmen. We're making those big jumps. So I'm really proud of our body of work. We're not so focused on the results because we know the results are going to come. This game, again, Colleen's a wonderful coach. I was nervous. This is finals week for us, and I didn't know where our focus was going to be. And then when you go against a coach that's going to pressure you, on every make and rattle you and mix up her defenses, that's kind of what you're going to get with a young team is a little bit of nerves in the first half, and I think it got to us.
And then just as you mentioned about MAAC play, it starts up on Sunday at home. Just what do you hope to see from the team going into MAAC play, especially with non-conference done, and just hoping to see from the team with games meaning much more now?
Yeah, clean slate, clean slate. It's 0-0. It's 0-0. And I think our girls are really excited about conference. I think even, again, we're not concerned about our non-conference record. We're concerned about the growth in us getting better every single day. And I think the believe in is there. And I think our girls are hungry and ready to go for MAAC play. And I think there's a lot of confidence in our girls for MAAC play. So I'm personally, as a coach, I'm ready to go. It's on to the next.
Coach, there's usually no moral victories and losses, but heading into the fourth quarter, your team really did great defensively. What were you telling your team defensively, which you held UAlbany to a certain amount of points in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, just a fight, you know, what we're made of. At the end of the day, we were down, and we've been in this situation before, and we say we're down, but we're not out. And just to see the fight, and that's the type of kids we have. We got a bunch of what I call heart kids. You know, they feed off of passion and emotion in a good way. And so we got a little passionate in the huddle and said, hey, we got 10 minutes to go. You guys went from 17, you cut it to 9 within a span of 2 minutes because you've got some fight. What can we do in the last 10? And I think that type of talk really gets our team going. And I mean, even looking back at Youngstown State, I think we put up 14 points in 2 minutes. And that's the type of team we have. And it's scary for opponents because we are that fight team. Now, the next step for us is we can't be down. You know, we're down and not out, and that's what we're saying in the fourth quarter. Now the next step is, hey, let's be in or let's be up.
All right. Perfect.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.